The only thing that was in the back of my head was that the script has to be really bad for me to say, because the subject was pretty good. But what's wrong with the country and just not talk about good things, it becomes a kind of depressing.
Okay.
But we were shooting in a, well, I think the temperature used to start anything from -4 to -7.
-7.
Yes, we used to fully operate in AK-47 now.
Oh. Hey guys, this is your host Riya and आज हमारे साथ एक ऐसे एक्टर हैं जिनका ऑन स्क्रीन प्रेजेंस इतना करिस्मेटिक है कि once you see him on screen you cannot get your eyes off. So guys, presenting you Barun Sobti here. Welcome to Bollywood Society. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling very nice being presented by you.
Okay. Okay, so first of all, congratulations for Rakshak Chapter 2. And जहाँ आपने नायब सूबेदार सोबीर सिंह का किरदार निभाया है, and how was the feeling and what made you say yes to this project?
The first time I got a phone call, I was actually just briefed about the subject, and then I was told that there's another film that they had already made. And after that, I was given the script. I had pretty much made up my mind the first phone call only because it was ticking a lot of right boxes. The only thing that was in the back of my head was that the script has to be really bad for me to say, because the subject was pretty good.
Okay.
And the experience was pretty. It was not an easy film to shoot. It was.
Yes, it was tough.
It was a difficult film to shoot. There was a lot of, I mean,
Okay.
like physical demand, basically.
It was a roller coaster.
It was.
Right.
But eventually, it was a gratifying thing though, because they pulled it off really nice. So that was a good thing. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, this project is actually made that is based on true events,
Right.
real events.
Right. Yeah.
So, जब आपने स्क्रिप्ट पढ़ी, स्टोरी जानी, was there any specific information, एक new information जो आपको पता चली, and you felt like कि damn ऐसा भी कुछ हुआ था क्या?
यार पता ही नहीं था इसके बारे में तो. The thing is that also I've said this in a few public interactions that our media tends to just hype up what's wrong with the country and just not talk about good things. It becomes a kind of depressing.
Okay.
So this attack was averted. There was not much sound about it. It was a Kulgaum attack, and I'm sure you also must not be aware till the time you see it. So the whole deal was absolutely novel for me. Yeah.
Okay. So what were the protocols you followed in your real life to adapt your character for this project? Protocols or any rules that you accepted it for your real life?
For whatever time, see, the point is that with our life, what happens is that because whatever, till the time you've started working on it, there's a certain regime that has to be followed in order to get into the kind of shape that this required me to be. Soldiers can't be as lean as I usually am. You had to put on some weight on your bottom half of the body, and I got a little bigger. And then there was the emotional aspect of it. You had to meet the families, find out what kind of a human being he was, because it was otherwise there's no layering, obviously. Then I spent some time at army barracks in, oh, I forgot about this place altogether. Nasik. Yeah, also spent time with the officers. That was a very good experience. So yeah, a lot went into running for.
So you basically connected with the character.
Kind of, as far as we could take it, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So we got to know कि जो shoot हुआ है वो कश्मीर में हुआ है. So what was the most challenging part to shoot in Kashmir, and how did you tackle it? What was the experience?
No, so that's as I said, like we come to terms with the fact that you obviously have to foresee what kind of difficulty you might face. That's a very high altitude.
Yeah.
I remember the guy who was driving me used to, just fall short of breath. बात करने में.
Damn.
And there was way too much terrain that we had to cover as Subedar Sombir Singh. He was in an operation. It's a story of one day of the operation when they conducted it, and it was not a sitting down operation. Obviously, it was a very brutal, active operation, and the terrain that they were working on. So it was difficult that way, and that's why we prepped for it so much, so that we are ready and we don't waste any time.
You said it how much like high altitude it was.
Kashmir, I don't know exactly what it is, but Kashmir is one of our highest terrain, of our country. So yeah, but we were shooting in a, I think the temperature used to start anything from -4 to -7.
-7.
Yes, we used
to. Lot.
Yeah, and we used to travel a lot every day. I mean, the locations were, because the real locations, and it was a little far away from the city of Srinagar.
Yeah.
So we used to travel like 2.5 hours every morning. Get down in that kind of a temperature, so it was different.
Did you enjoy it in Kashmir off camera?
No, I didn't have a lot of off-camera time. I
Okay.
just had one day off in a pretty long schedule.
Okay.
So yeah, but I was having fun shooting, so that's what the
Yeah,
point is. Yeah, what you
it's
go
Kashmir.
with a state of mind.
Yeah. What is that skill that you built? Like कुछ नया सीखने को मिला?
Yeah, done shooting, of course.
Okay.
I can fully operate an AK-47 now.
Oh.
Which is not a great idea. I'm not saying I'm pro guns, but it's actually not bad fun.
Okay. So during the project, did you felt कि मैं कहीं अपना balance खो रहा हूँ? Like, was there any specific moment while shooting, while emotionally attached to the project?
Mm, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, because otherwise, having a grip on your character is the job of an actor.
Of course. Then you nailed it. Totally. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So ऐसा कोई scene या moment है जो ऑफ कैमरा ऑन कैमरा मेड भी ऐसा कोई मोमेंट है जो आपको लाइफ टाइम इस प्रोजेक्ट से ऐसा मोमेंट अपने दिल में कैरी करना है? It was a special moment for you.
Yeah, so what happened was that after the screening happened in Delhi, Suvida Sab's wife and mother were present at the screening.
Oh my God.
And it got really, really heavy. And obviously, it's a very emotional ending because he was martyred towards the end. And his mom couldn't stop sobbing. I think I will not forget that. I think what that told me was a look. I mean, but that's one thing. People keep just talking about protect your country and stuff like that. But what goes into
Their mind.
yeah, and in making a martyr, basically, there's this mother who's probably never going to see his son again because he was just given over for the nation, and he chose that, well, of course. So it was a very emotional kind of a thing.
I can feel you. So did you guys have a meeting, have a word, and what was it? What was the reaction?
Actually, there was nothing. I just couldn't ruin that situation with words. To be honest with you, I didn't want to. Yeah, and I'm not a smart ass kind of a person. I see things as they are. I was feeling their emotion. His wife was in tears. They were just thanking us that, that thankfully at least you brought the story out. It's great, but at the same time, it was a very difficult watch. Of course, it was. It was her husband and his the mother's son.
Yeah.
So there was not much said. And ma'am, I just told his mom that he's done such a great thing.
At the end, it's just feeling that stays.
वो है patriotic वाली बात, to be honest with you, but I don't think a loss of a son for a mother can ever be filled up.
Yeah, so true.
Yeah.
Okay, so now fans really want you to explore your characters on screen. They really want you to explore more. Which role are you really looking forward to play? Be it romantic, massy, villain, or anything that you really want to do it for future?
For me, it has to be well written. यार, वो चाहे एक scene का भी होता है ना अगर part, तो मुझे फर्क नहीं पड़ता. In fact, actually, I signed on to play a very, very small part for a subject that didn't take off. This is like a couple of years ago. So that's when I found this out about myself, that if the part is good, I don't care about the size of it. So the genres भी matter नहीं करते हैं. So whatever comes to me first, and my dates are available, I just take it.
Totally depends on the story.
On what's written, yeah.
Totally agree. Okay, now we would love to hear from you about your upcoming plans और क्या surprise देने वाले हैं आगे अपने fans को.
हर बार surprise नहीं कर पाता आदमी यार. But I'm working on a show right now. Also, I think.
Asur 2?
No. They're still writing that. Asur 3.
Oh.
But I'm working on a show called Rajamana. It's a light-hearted show. And because I thought that the things were on Indian OTT space and my career also, things were getting a little too intense and smart and intelligent. So I wanted to do something that came from my heart, and that's the show that I'm working on.
Okay.
There's 2 more shows coming up after that. There's a period drama called Dunali. And that's a very interesting take. It's an attempt to make kind of a western, one of the first westerns of our time. Yes, spaghetti westerns. It's a period show, so it's interesting, very interesting. And then there's one, I won't say political, but politically a little inclined, coming of age comedy light-hearted comedy,
Oh.
light-hearted show called Bavandar.
Oh,
Comedy to know light-hearted.
it sounds interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sounds interesting. Yeah.
Okay, I'm so excited.